What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. In this box, I have the Toni Kroos 11 Pro remakes, which I am so pumped to get on feet. Fun fact, I never actually wore 11 Pros back in 2012 because I was busy wearing some Nike Hypervenom maybe, or Tiempo or something like that back in 2012, or the Europack T90s, the last generation before they moved to Hypervenom. That's probably what it was. Anyway, down to the unboxing. Here we go. So you get a limited edition box here, limited collection. Now they did make two variations of this football boot. They made this version, which is basically just a remake of the 11 Pro, and then of course they made the one-to-one remake for Toni Kroos, which I'll explain some of the differences there. Here is the sizing. So you've got the 11 Pro FG. You've got, these are down a half a size. So this whole review is thanks to Pedro Diaz, who I'll throw his Instagram up on screen right now. He is a buddy of mine that we've connected online through some boot pages and stuff, and he was able to get these for me on when they dropped a couple weeks ago, which is fantastic. US women 9.5, UK 8, and a Euro 42. These are of course in the white with the black and the soul blue colorway as well. So the classic 11 Pro in the colorway of Toni Kroos. Here we go. Opening up the box. Very standard drawer style box. Boom. Oh my days. Wow. Look at those. Ladies and gentlemen, I am shocked at how light those are. And I'm already noticing some really cool features about this football boot. Yeah, geez, they are light. Holy moly. Okay, we're gonna go through lots of the tech features. I wanna get this other one unboxed. Unfortunately, there is no string bag that comes with them, but I believe they do come, oh yeah, in the bottom there. Okay, so I won't pull out the laces, but they do come with white laces as well, so you can do some cool customizations on the boot if you wanted to do one of each, or if you wanted to put white laces in them and all that stuff. So the 11 Pro was released back in 2012, so this is one of, and I forget what the pack was called, but this colorway came out. I think these are absolutely stunning. These are basically my brand colors, right? So black, this beautiful cyan kind of blue color, and then white accent. Obviously this boot is white, but so nice. I am still so surprised as to, the size tag is in here. I am so surprised at how light these are. I never had a pair of 11 Pros in my hand. Back then, I was probably just nerding out on what was the latest Nike technology, latest Adidas technology of the time. Obviously, the Adizero series was out then, the Vapor series, the Superfly series, all that stuff. But these sort of flew under the radar for me, but I know for a lot of people, this boot has a cult following. A couple of the tech spec features of this football boot. Now you've got a fully kangaroo leather upper. The little embossment right there actually indicates that this is a K-leather football boot. You've got the tooling from the Nemesis line, which is awesome, and I believe the 11 Pro actually originally was this torsion frame as well, which I really enjoy. The Copa Pure now has this same sole plate, and it is fantastic. I do think it is really underrated. As of the filming of today's video, I actually wore the 11 Pro 2, or sorry, the 11 Pro, the Copa Pure 2 Pluses, the one with the knit material and the lacing system, and they are really nice on feet. They broke in super well. I imagine these are obviously going to be a little bit more comfortable because of the way the leather fits and stretches to your foot, but all that being said, that is a really nice sole plate that mirrors that Copa Pure 2 Plus and 0.1. The half moon shaped studs are super suitable for both AG and FG surfaces, no problems at all. And it does have a decent amount of flex that gives you quite a bit of snapback when you're playing. It feels super grounded, super neutral. And I think with the addition of this full K-leather upper, it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Now, this K-leather is unbelievably soft for an Adidas football boot. I do think that this is one of the more plush and I would say luxurious feeling leather uppers on the market right now, outside of the Adler and the Mizuno products. Those are also K-leather for obvious reasons, but I think the finishing and just the feeling of them out of the box feels more premium than this. That being said, these do feel super soft, and I imagine these are going to be awesome on feet. And of course, the touch on the ball is notoriously excellent. I know that's sort of an oxymoronic statement, but very, very excellent. The cross-stitching patterns keeps this boot from overstretching. So in a lot of leather boots, you see this different types of cross-stitching patterns, and people will advertise that certain cross-stitching does certain things and certain percentages of overstretching and preventing that. I don't typically mind as long as it does have some sort of stitching to keep that forefoot from overstretching, because that can happen quite a bit as you get these boots a little bit wet and as they stretch over time. The other thing that's really interesting about these is they have a runner's knot. Now, I have zero idea, I'm totally honest here, zero idea whether the original 11 Pro actually had a runner's knot. If it did, shout out to Adidas. You guys need to go back to getting runner's knots in your boots. The current model of the Copa Pure that I wore today in training does have quite a deep lacing system, so I actually don't mind that it doesn't technically have a runner's knot. But I think runner's knots need to be a staple for every single football boot on the market because it does provide customizability through this lacing system area. The heel is quite flexible, similar to a lot of the made in Japan football boots. Asics is one that comes to mind, especially in this area here. So you can see the heel counter only goes up about halfway or even a third of the way up this heel liner area, which will probably give a pretty nice wrap around your Achilles, very customizable. And then of course that suede lining, which actually goes the entirety of the inside, will probably provide, again, we'll see when I get these boots on feet, but is supposed to provide a really soft inside feel that prevents a lot of slippage. Suede actually does a really nice job of locking your foot in place, especially if you wear normal socks or if you wear a like WeFoot or True Socks, sort of the more fabric-y type grip materials as opposed to the silicone grip materials. They do a really nice job of staying put in this type of football boot. So really, really nice. Now, the only differences between this football boot and the Toni Kroos boot are, number one, is this particular remake came in an entire size run. So this is obviously in an 8.5 US. I was instructed to go down a half a size just given the way that this boot fits. So that it took a whole size run, and the 1-to-1 remake from the Toni Kroos boots is only in a UK 8.5, which is a US 9, and that is his size, his custom size. It's probably more like an 8.75 or some, some kind of in between size. And so he's got the, it only came in that one size. The tooling is completely different. So it's all bladed studs on the bottom, which is, I guess, the thing that he really likes. It probably suits more of the grass pitches that he plays on, the FG pitches that he plays on over in Spain and obviously across Europe in Champions League. And then on the heel area, you have the German flag here on the heel. And those are really the only things that make this different. So let's take sizing aside, because they could have only made this in a UK 8.5, and then you'd only have the differences of the tooling and then the German customization, the flag on the bottom. But other than that, these are exactly the same as the boots that came out in 2012. I am very, very excited to try these on for the first time. I have heard nothing but good things, other than perhaps it's just the most comfortable boot without a lot of stability and lockdown and stuff, but hey, that remains to be seen. We will definitely be doing a 1-month review of these, and I will, through the move and all this other crazy stuff that's happening in life right now, I will do my best to test these out and give you guys the most realistic view of what these are like to own and to wear and to really get into more competitive settings with. So without further ado, let's get inside the boots with the Pro Blends, and then we'll hop onto the on-feet portion of the video. Let's hop into it. All right, fam, here is the 11 Pro. So there's a good look at the leather grain. You can really see the grain, and of course the lacing system, which is very, very simple cotton laces. They're quite thick, which is nice. I think they'll be pretty durable. There's the thickness of that tongue area. So it is double layered, stitched together there. And then you have quite a bit of extra padding here, kind of through this little, right there on the, you can see, wow, there you go, the stiples there, but you get quite a bit of padding through the middle of that area right there. And then let's move into the heel area. I want to show you the suede. So see, you can, it's just absolutely gorgeous, super plush on the inside there, suede on the 11 Pro, and we move it around this way and we'll get into the boot. So it actually doesn't change materials. So if you can see, there's your difference in color, but it's actually just suede throughout the entirety of this football boot. And you look at the padding on the inside. Doesn't it just look like a cloud in there? How cool is that? All the way up to the forefoot, and you get the detailing of that suede material. It really just up here in the forefoot looks like absolute clouds. I cannot wait to have these on feet. Let's take the insole out, and yeah, very standard, no issues there. And then we get into some of the detailing of the build as we move from the heel area through to this black kind of stippled, let's see, kind of stippled material, plastic. That's very common for most football boots. They have either a white or a black kind of forefoot area right there. And super, super nice. But yeah, I just think this stitching pattern and stuff, especially here, like kind of where my fingers are pushing through on the right side, just looks so plush and nice. I cannot wait to have my feet in here and to get some sessions in. So without further ado, let's hop into the on-feet portion of the video. All right, fam, out here on the pitch with the Toni Kroos 11 Pro remakes. I think these absolutely look stunning out on pitch. It is very, very chilly, so excuse me if I get these on feet super, super fast. I'm gonna try the runner's knot on here just because I do think it's gonna provide a little bit more customized fit. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So there's the boots. As you can see, a stunning pair. I love this torsion frame sole plate. The all leather upper is just stupid soft. It just, oh, I can't wait to have it on my feet. So as you can see, I have laced them up from with that first lace hole there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie the runner's knot in just a sec once I get my feet in and give you guys an impression of what these feel like. But again, as I said in the unboxing portion of the video, I've never actually had a pair of 11 Pros on my feet. So I'm very excited to see what all the hype is about. Here we go. Wearing a pretty thin pair of Nike grip socks. Oh my days. Oh yeah. Okay, so really quick, 8.5 is definitely the way to go. If you can get a half a size down, I would for sure recommend it, particularly because these are a leather football boot. They will stretch pretty well, and they will stretch and mold around your foot. But goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, these are so comfortable. I am wildly impressed with this football boot. Holy cow. Okay, so there we go. So that's fully laced up. I'm gonna try the runner's knot to see if it gives even a little bit more lockdown. The laces, I don't know, are gonna be long enough. They might not be, but we're gonna try it anyway. So again, you loop it in, down and back, and then you cross them, and now we can do the knot. So here you go. So go like this. We'll tighten these up just a little bit. Ooh, that's gonna be tight. Okay, maybe just a single knot then. So it definitely does a good job of wrapping your foot. And there you go, single knot, that'll work for the sake of this video. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And oh my days, this is an unbelievably comfortable football boot. This reminds me a lot of, I think, a better version of the 442. I'm a huge fan of the New Balance. I think from a quality perspective, this is probably a little bit better maybe, particularly because the midfoot here is also K-leather, so you get a perfectly custom fit throughout the entirety of that upper. But I would say these are absolutely stunning as far as comfort goes, and the sizing is definitely about a half size to a quarter size long, so that's why I think the half size down works perfectly. I'm super impressed with how these fit and feel. Let's get the other one on. There you go. So really nice color, by the way. I just, as you can see from the tennis shoes that I'm wearing, or the running shoes that I'm wearing, basically the same kind of blue. That is my brand blue, and I'm just thrilled that these are that color. Okay, right foot fits exactly the same, thank God. That would be a bummer. Okay, here we go, getting these laced up. One of the things that I'm noticing straight away is the moldability, and the way that this wraps your foot is really, really nice. It's very one-to-one, gives you a super seamless fit. compared to a lot of other boots on the market, even leather football boots on the market. That's one thing that I think this one does really, really well. I would say the most comparable boot to this really is the 442. I think the 442 does offer a fairly similar experience from a fit perspective, at least on my feet, even though this one has, you know, a more responsive sole plate, and it's got some other features in it that just, I think the heel area of this one absolutely blows those 442s out of the water. And I know that these are technically like the more expensive football boot. Let's assume that this just came out, so it's just going to go for retail as opposed to whatever crazy prices people are asking nowadays for these boots. But I would say overall, you're looking at the epitome. I think what Adidas tried to do here to make just the absolute epitome of what a comfortable football boot would be, they've absolutely nailed it. I think they've done such a good job. They feel super lightweight on feet. They feel super comfortable, and I have zero complaints about anything regarding this football boot, at least right now. For the 1 month review, you guys will see a ton of footage of training in them. Ideally, I'll get a couple sessions in them as well from a technical perspective, so that way you guys can see kind of what they look like in motion and on feet while playing in them. But this upper really does such a nice job of wrapping your foot. You can see kind of where the laces are bulging out a little bit. That will mold and shape as this boot gets more comfortable with the shape of my foot, and I have no issues with hot spots or anything so far. I would say some of the key features that make this boot super, super nice. There's a full look at what they look like on feet. Again, super awesome. They look fantastic. Some of the key features, number one, the sole plate. You guys know I really have spoken, I think, high praises about the torsion frame. Is it lazy from Adidas? Yeah, maybe they're just redoing it, but to be honest, there's not much they could do to this to make it better. And so I do think that the torsion frame does add just that little bit of pizzazz to a boot that's otherwise fairly standard and fairly no BS. It's a very comfortable football boot, but it's also a football boot that is, there's not a lot to it, right? Like, you've got decent lockdown with that lacing system area and the runner's not, but other than that, it's just a leather football boot. It's basically, it's just comfort. It's just that one-to-one leather sensation you're looking for. So the heel area as well is super impressive. Similar to the Asics football boots, I think it wraps your heel. You can see it wraps my heel with no issues, no kind of weird bulging spots at all. And I do think that this heel area is absolutely fantastic. Touch on the ball. Oh yeah, that is what I'm talking about. These are super, super comfy. I'm a massive fan. I think I've been converted to the 11 Pro cult, if that's what you can call it. I know my buddy Haltz is, you can go check him out on Instagram, but he is he is a huge avid fan of the 11 Pro. I think the 11 Pro is by far his favorite. He has all the colorways now, which is pretty incredible. But yeah, hey, honestly, I am a massive fan of these. Definitely go check out my buddy Pedro as well, who was able to source these for me. So thank you so much. And yeah, that's going to be kind of it for the video. Honestly, guys, these are a football boot that I have really looked forward to getting on feet. I knew about these quite a long time ago. I knew they were going to release them like 6 or 8 months ago or something like that. And so to be able to finally have them on feet, even though they're not the like Toni Kroos version, particularly because those are probably going to be a half size too big, so I don't want to wear them anyway. But these are awesome, and I plan to enjoy these and wear the heck out of these because I think that's what boots are made for. So if you guys are interested in, I know I mentioned the 442 quite a bit in this video. If you are interested in a 442 review, I will leave the link right there. And if you got value from this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see y'all in the next video.